Life for Bangladesh. Our vision is to serve the people of Bangladesh compelled by the love and the life of Christ. And we do it to demonstrate the good news of Jesus Christ to people of all faiths. We have a number of programs through which we aim to involve and to inspire the youth of Bangladesh, to very much keep them in the faith. Bangladesh is 5,000 miles away, and there's 165 million people, and only 0.5% of those are Christian. It's a Muslim majority nation. Many in Bangladesh experience poverty, as identified by the UN, with 1/3 of the people living below the poverty line. And over 50 million this winter will be cold and hungry, mainly women and children. Bangladesh is rising in the Open Doors World Watch List and is now country number 30. This relates to the hardship that people suffer when they are converted from other faiths to Christianity. Let's talk about our schools ministry. We have 3 schools, Nabagram, Amgram and Kalagram, each with about 4 school classes and a total of 250 students. We employ 15 staff to run the schools. The schools are open to children of any faith or background. And it's wonderful to see that many Hindus and some Muslims choose to come to our school because of the quality of the education they will receive. And isn't it great that we're giving them a Christian start? They welcomed us with singing at Nabagram School. It was a joy to hear them singing this song, which fitted so well with the theme of my talk, which was Jesus is the light of the world. And then a young girl enthusiastically danced to welcome us. Very cute. We would then visit each class of the school and ask them to sing to us. We would give them a short thought from the Bible and leave them with a gift of a chocolate from England. They'd all come in well dressed because they knew that they were coming to meet us, but it was holiday. And the truth is, they're not as well off as they look. We visited the home of a Hindu girl called Esti. Her parents lived in a cold and drafty tin and wood house. They lived hand to mouth and struggled to survive. They thanked us for the difference the school was making. Let's look at school repairs. Here you can see the children at Kalagram School sat on mats on the floor because they had no benches. But in October, Andy from Charlbury Baptist visited for a month to do the first phase of repairs of building benches. Here he's making joints. Wood, not cannabis. And after 2 weeks, they'd had a dozen of the 50 or so required benches completed. And they didn't complete before Andy had to leave, but in February, when we visited, we saw the completed benches. And here they are saying thank you from those new benches. Phase 2 of our school repairs is underway as I speak, and they're rebuilding the walls and making this old stone building safe for teaching. And they've remade the logo and the sign on the wall, and they filled in the holes on the walls and made them ready for painting. Phase 3 of the repairs will be happening next year when they rebuild this rotten wooden schoolhouse, which is quite dangerous. Let's look at life groups. COVID was kind of a blessing in disguise for Life4Bangladesh because during lockdown we decided to try meeting on Zoom, as other churches had in the UK, and we didn't expect the kids would enjoy it for more than about 6 weeks. However, the number of young people's life groups, by God's blessing, is zooming up. We now have 70 or more groups of 1,100 young people. We try to make the meetings engaging and fun, and we have our own worship band, Harvesters Worship Group, who sing every week. Don't think you can quite hear it. And then we have dances provided by different life groups each week. And then we have playtime. It's an engagement time when we get the young people to talk to us, to make things or to show us things. And in this example, they were showing us their coats because we were looking at the story of Joseph in his coat of many colours. We then have them do the readings from across the country, sometimes 4 or 5 short readings. And here you saw them reading the story of Joseph in his coat of many colours. Then we have a short talk. And we do it with pictures to help those learn who are visual learners. In fact, Ian did one of our short talks, if you remember. We haven't forgotten. We'll invite you again. Through the life groups, we're helping people like Palobi, the daughter of Hindu parents with a younger brother and 2 sisters. And she came to know Jesus as her saviour in 2020. Her family really did give her a difficult time for the decision that she made. But in her words, every Friday from 4 to 5, we learn new things about the Bible. Life group has been a blessing. Each time we visit Bangladesh, we visit the life groups to encourage them. And here we are, like William Carey or Livingston, on a boat at sunset, the golden hour, visiting. And when we arrive, we're welcomed with flowers and dancing. And then they clean our feet. One day I had the cleanest feet in Bangladesh. I had my feet washed 5 times. And isn't this girl clever? She did a dance on a vase. But not all our life groups are Christian yet. When we arrived at this one, we were told that they were all Hindu, as were the families that were sat down around and listening. Behind the man in the purple shirt was actually a Hindu temple. So we explained the good news of Jesus Christ, of his love and life, and gave a prayer of commitment. We run conferences for the life group members and for the leaders, because whilst we meet on Zoom, it's so important, as we know, to meet face to face, to encourage one another. And in October last year, we held 5 regional conferences for our 1,100 youth, and the theme was Light of the World. It was 37 degrees, it was so warm, we had to vary the content and do different things to keep them engaged and awakened with us, with singing and dancing. And then we had breakout groups where the young people would think through and apply the learning of the sessions. And then they would report back what they had discussed. But we have response activities. Here they're bringing stones to the cross to represent the sin in their lives. And we had many testimonies of young people who had chosen to follow Jesus for the first time or to follow him more closely. Then at the end of the conference, we'd have talent competitions, and here they are, competing and dancing in the grounds of the beautiful Catholic church. And then in February we had a national leadership training conference on the theme Shepherd, looking at the examples of Peter and David. It's important to train leaders, both for us and for the church and for future mission. And here we are introducing the theme of the session, explaining that they were called to be shepherds and to care for God's sheep. And here's the training room with all 180 delegates wearing their shepherd's t-shirts, and Peter's got his on too. And again we had breakout groups. One girl, Disha, had a beautiful William Carey Bible, which was well used, highlighted and underlined. Some of them are quite mature in their faith. The Harvesters Worship Group led the worship. Here's a song you probably know. Moments like these. And then at the end of the conference, we presented each of them with a shepherd's crook to remind them of their calling to be shepherds of God's sheep. And many gave testimonies of lives changed, challenged, and encouraged I love Bangladesh, the golden sunsets, the friendly people, the sunsets over water, the green paddy fields, the camp-style cooking and the amazing smells, and even the scary but fun bridges. Peter. Walking through Dhaka at night, Peter again. The bustle, the colour, the life, the tuk-tuks, the bicycles, taking your life in your own hands, walking along the streets. I even love the temples, because the openness of Hindus to worship a new God, the one true God who sent his only begotten Son to save us and show how much he loves us. Thank you, West End Baptist, for this opportunity to share this update on our ministry. And thank you for your love and support to Peter and Madrula and to Life4Bangladesh, because your love, your prayers and your gifts are making a big difference in a land